I'll do your intro. Hey guys, welcome back to our channel.
No, that's we're going to tell you guys our love story, how we met. Before I met David, I was just like by myself. I got divorced in 2010 and had been like dating here and there and just really hadn't been by myself. And so I just took some time to just not date anybody. So that's where I was in the year of 2014. So what about you?
I kind of was in a similar situation where I wasn't really dating. I was just staying to myself. So that's kind of how the story began with Kimberly and I, is we met while I was playing pool.
This particular night, because I wasn't going out or dating or anything, my good friend Maud, hey Maud, and her sister Donna called me. She was like, oh, we're going out to the, the local bar. Won't you come with us? And I was like, no, not doing that. And she was like, oh, come on, Donna she needs to be cheered up. I needed to be cheered up. You need to be cheered up. So, let's just hang out. So when we got to the bar, he kind of stuck out because there were, although it's like a diverse bar, there was predominantly black people up in there. So he was just there playing pool. And I was like, oh, okay, I've never seen him before.
We just started conversing and just kind of like finding out who we were.
Did you buy me a drink?
Yes, I bought you a drink.
Yeah. I think.
But to be realistic, I have to confess that Maud says, why don't you buy my friend a drink?
You're kidding me.
No.
Why did she say that?
I don't know. You have to ask her.
What? Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. And did you ask me this or did I ask you?
You asked me.
All right. You sure?
I'm positive.
Okay. The night was a little hazy, so I'm going to take your word.
You need to, because I'm telling the truth.
All right. So, I asked him to dance. Okay.
It got to a point, at least I believe, before the night was over, that we were pretty comfortable with each other. And there was not a super trust, but there was at least a trust built up between us.
Yeah, I love it. So, so anyway, what? So anyway, okay. So I remember kissing him that night, and I was like, oh my God, like, why did I do that? I'm supposed to be, on this journey and, all this stuff. So I'm like, either he's not going to call me because he think I'm a floozy, or he's going to call me because he thinks I'm a floozy,
So I think there was a lot of things that led up to the kiss.
I mean, we did have conversation before we kissed. It's not like we just, just started kissing or whatever. But the next morning, which was a Sunday, he texted me. It was early too. I think it was probably about 9 o'clock in the morning or something like that. And he said, can I call you? And I was like, all right, So we went on our first date. I'm nervous because so I'm just like, I don't want him to pay for my ticket. Don't pay for my food. Don't pay for nothing because I don't want you, sticking your tongue down my throat just because you paid for my shrimp, And I don't know if I looked like I was tense or if he saw the anxiety building up, but he put his hand on my shoulder and he was like, I just want you to know that there's no expectation here. If we don't have any chemistry, at the least we'll be good friends. You seem like a nice person and, I just want to get to know you. And I was like, whew. It was like a huge weight lifted off my shoulders.
I think it was just too overwhelming for you to go to the movies at that point. She was very timid and had reservations. And
so one important thing to mention is, now mind you, before I met him, the Lord had told me to start praying for a husband. And so on the way to the movies, he told me 2 things. And what was those 2 things?
I don't ever want to get married again.
And what else? The other thing was, I'm not going to church. And I was like, oh. He ain't the one, you know, because those are 2 things that was on my little list. And the Lord told me to shut up and, you know, just enjoy the date. Stop reading into stuff and all that. Do you remember how long we dated before we, you know,
What?
like before we moved in together? Before we moved in together. What?
6 months.
Sure, yeah. You know what, that's about right. Yeah, after about 6 months of dating, we moved in together.
So to qualify dating, from the first night that we met, we were never apart. We saw each other every day.
We did together, except for when me and the kids went to Vegas for Tishalay's wedding, and I didn't even know if we were going to make it because my little car, it was giving me some problems, and it definitely wasn't going to make it to Las Vegas to attend one of my favorite niece's wedding. And I was bummed out about that. Didn't know what I was going to do. And this man who I just met, like, what, 2 weeks before or a week and a half before, bought the things that I needed for my car to make it to Vegas. And I was like, wow, okay. No expectation. He didn't want anything from me. He just did it. And I was like, oh my God, like this is like a man, like a for real gentleman. So
There's so much that happened in between and in the background. Meeting her dad for the first time was a pretty big deal. It was a big deal to her and everybody else in the family. And, you know, we kind of had a common thread. We both served. And, you know, it went pretty well the first time I met him. We happened to meet him on his birthday. And
on his birthday.
And after that, you know, once he kind of got to know who we were and what we were about, you know, we had a direction when we moved in together. And the whole thing with this is, it's all about her. You know, I want everybody to see, you know, her mindset and her process for the whole way forward. It wasn't just a thoughtless decision that you jump into.
Yeah, seriously. Another thing that people think about, you know, our relationship is that I was like, you know, I set out like Christopher Columbus, you know, looking for, you know, this white man, and I didn't. I really didn't. I had gotten to the point where I was just like, God, I want someone in my life that's going to treat me well, and it's going to treat my kids well. And whatever color he is, I'm fine with that. You know, that was my prayer. And so contrary to what some people think, yeah, I wasn't like, you know, ooh, sweet baby Jesus, please send me a white man. You know, he just happened to, you know, be white and adorable and cute. So I didn't mind the age difference, because there is an age difference. David is 16 years older than me. So we're living together, and we're like talking about marriage, but not, you know, really. I think we like went to a jewelry store 1 or 2 times or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And so we're in like October 2015 now. We've been dating for 9 months, and I'm pretty sure that he's gonna propose to me, because we've talked about it enough. And so I made sure that I was always dressed. I made sure I always had my nails done, because I just didn't know when it was gonna happen. And it never did. Like when we would have family night at my grandmother's house, and I'm like, oh my God, he's gonna do it in front of like the whole family. This is gonna be awesome. And no, it didn't happen. But you did ask my dad for my hand, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he did ask my parents for my hand, even though I'm like 85 years old, you know. But still, I thought that was...
He gave it a blessing, your mom gave it a blessing, so.
Oh, for sure. My mom loved him. So it just wasn't happening. I was being all sad and wiping my makeup off, peeling my lashes off, like, okay, maybe this isn't going to happen. And then one night, at midnight, correct me if I'm wrong or if I say, if I don't tell the story right, but was I asleep?
You might have been.
And Tatiana came home from work.
So the whole backstory to that, in a nutshell, is all the kids had to be there. And Tatiana, she worked till like 11:30 or something. And when she got home, what happened?
Ooh.
Gotcha.
Sorry. So Tatiana comes home. She comes in the room like she always does. Barges in the room. And we're all talking. I believe I was asleep. I'm in my pajamas. I got my hair pulled at the top of my head. No makeup on. No earrings. No nothing. And he's talking. And then I notice while he's talking that he's on his knee. And I'm like, wait a minute. Hold on. Like, it's midnight. I ain't got myself together. So I'm trying to, like, take my hair down. And Tatiana was like, Mom, stop. Just stop. He ended up proposing to me that night. Why? Why did you choose that time?
Because it wasn't expected.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted it to not be something that you seen coming at you. I mean, you didn't see it coming at you.
No. Yeah, so he ended up proposing to me October 2015. And 6 months later, we got married. And what I will say is David and I coming together, we experienced quite a few challenges, you know, with family. I'm not really sure about friends, but it was mainly family on both sides. While we were in the middle of it, it was very hard. It was very challenging, but because I think people just didn't know, like, if our union, like, they didn't know our reasons or our intentions for being with one another. You know, people probably felt like, I don't know, I want to be with him for some specific reason, and, you know, vice versa. But
It just, after they got to know us, different story.
yeah, I think now people are definitely seeing, like, you know what, they really love each other, and things have, you know, gotten better in a lot of the situations and issues that we were that had come, you know, that we were faced with. And that's all we can expect, because, you know, through all of any issues and whatever's, we've remained the same. It made us really closer, if anything. So maybe that was, you know.
Everything happens for a purpose, and this was all good.
Yes,
in the end.
yeah. March 12th, 2016, we got married in front of 80 people, you know, maybe 70, 3 of them were really happy. No problem.
It was like 80 people that were there physically, but it was live stream.
Yeah,
so we really can't tell the total number that watched.
Very true. But we professed our love, you know, to one another in front of friends and family on that day. And, you know, it has been a whirlwind of a journey ever since then. It's been beautiful. I love David. I'm in love with David. I love doing life with him, and I love the way he treats me. I just, there's not enough that I can say about him, and I try my best to do everything I can to make sure he's happy, because he does that for me. And I think it bothers him a lot. It gets on his nerves because I smother him with affection, attention, and everything in between, because I love him so much. And
So what we did when we got married is we did like every American family, and we got the home, we got the puppy, got kids that do wonderful things in school. They achieve all the goals they set out to do, and we can't ask for anything more.
yeah, it's beautiful. Of course life isn't perfect. We have our ups and downs, but I'm telling you, doing life with him it's amazing. And I just can't stop saying it, So, anything else you want to say before we sign off?
That's pretty much it. I mean,
Why you
this woman right here is my world, and I come from a long history of defending the rights and the freedoms of the nation, and now that I'm moved on from that world, that's my world, my nation. So whatever it takes to defend and make her feel safe and secure, that's what I'm going to do, because that's what I do, and I just love her with all my heart.
So thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't, please subscribe, like this video, share it to anyone that is on a journey of their own, praying for God to send someone into their life. Maybe this will give them some, it will encourage them and inspire them to just keep on, on that journey. So until next time, beautiful people, love you guys, bye.